In the human universe, ideas of good and evil appear in the justifications of the thoughts, words, and actions of influencers who identify themselves within a given time and space. The starting point for this perception lies in what the creature identifies as their I. This I, however, disregards its composition within the whole and its relationship to it. The actions of any creature become unrecognizable when the composition of the universe is observed as a whole. The need to justify this I corresponds to the need to justify one's own existence. Thus, the I is attributed the reason for being of all things, and the reference point for the perception of the whole. This referenced I is what identifies a specific creature with its own body and name. Multiplicity is often neglected when one starts from this identification. It is at this point that the senses are reduced, and, consequently, the perception of the universal is also diminished. With a reduced perception, it becomes difficult for the being to perceive the formation and movement of things. The understanding that leads to full knowledge remains limited to an embryo within the boundaries of this fragmented creature. Even if beings accept a so-called natural path, this understanding is the result of imposed restrictions. It is painful to perceive how selfishness disguises the acceptance of incapacities that the true being does not possess. The construction of life and its surrender to superior beings represent the culmination of conformism and acceptance under a false humility. It is sad to observe genuine beauty being destroyed by the imposition of dogmas and limiting concepts. The remedy that restores full knowledge to the being lies in the expansion of perception. Understanding that the being is the flow, and not merely what the flow seems to form, is what frees the being from ignorance. To flow neither adds nor subtracts. Flowing is understanding itself, and the knowledge that eliminates all limits. The being, as both formed and forming, without understanding, will construct its manifestation within limits that will be necessary to it. In this limited configuration, there will be countless attempts to explain its formation, and the formation of what is perceived by equally limited instruments. Few will listen to the voice that speaks to them of their greatness and their limitless power. Many will recommend the acceptance of their smallness and submission to the greatness of the universe and of the gods. Silence and faith in the inner voice are what make rare those who do not accept the false arguments upheld by schools that claim credibility. The aura that surrounds them is the result of elements that enrich them and harden their cause. To the rare ones, often identified as mad, the path of transformation is offered. Not a path of return, but of unity. An unquestionable path, devoid of concepts. The fallacy of prosperity, so widely disseminated by these schools, does not affect one who walks with respect and in response to their essence.